Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Jo Labbé, here from Star Nations Radio Network, and we stream live here on Be Live TV. So welcome, everyone. Soul Connections is all about you connecting to your soul and asking your soul and the divine to work together to help bring healing for you on any aspect of your life, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual healing that you feel like you need at the moment. You can ask for what you need and set your own intention. And I am just a conduit that helps guide you through places where you may be holding on to energy. So let's check in. So I always start off with my favorite audience member, I would say, Rob. He always says, "What do you know, Polly Jo?" And it gets me laughing every time. So thanks, Rob, because that's always a good way for me to start in laughter energy. So hello, good evening, Margaret. Welcome to the show. Glad you could join us. Welcome to Jocelyn, too. I'm glad to see you are here. Thanks for coming. So one of the things that, we ask is that people like and share the show when we're broadcasting, because the way the algorithms work on Facebook, that's how we get out there. So I'm hoping that other people have video. So I'm hoping that you are all seeing me. Hi, Neshi. Looking forward to the healing time tonight. So if you can see me, let me know. And so that I know that it's not just Margaret who's having trouble with the video. And if it is Margaret who's the only one having trouble with video, then usually it's a chance to either refresh or log out and log back in. And sometimes that works for people. So if people could just let me know in the comments that you're seeing me and hearing me, that would be great. Because I want to make sure that you guys are getting what you need. Thank you, Molly. Molly says she can see me, so I'm trusting that it's just something on Margaret's end. And like I said, just you can, refresh or click out, and make sure too, you guys, that sometimes with Be Live TV, at least for me, when I've been watching other people's shows, if I have something else open on my browser or on my phone, like one of my games, sometimes I'm not getting enough juice. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jocelyn and Christina and Mary Ellen, for letting me know that you guys have good video. I'm glad. We have had some interesting New England weather. Recently, we had another nor'easter yesterday. And the interesting thing is, here where I am, I got about 4 inches. It really wasn't too bad. And 2 miles up the road from me got 14. So I don't know if the divine just knew that I didn't want to shovel, or that my plow guy wasn't feeling well. But whatever it was, I'm really thankful, though we have another one coming next Tuesday. So as we all gather here tonight, we are going to do, a healing meditation for you to connect with your soul, with your higher self, and you get to set the intention. Oh, good, Margaret. I'm glad she's starting to see. Really, you get to set the intention for what you would like to heal tonight. And if you don't know, you can take a generalized healing, because that always works. And the worst thing is you'll feel calm and relaxed afterwards. If you haven't watched my show before, I have a disclaimer that I am going to make some noises. They sound a little like burps, sometimes a little like squawks. And that's me releasing the energy for the entire group who are watching it now, or actually in the future now as well. So if you're watching this after it's live and in a recording, the healing vibration carries through no matter when you watch it, or if you watch it again a second time because you are in need of healing, you can always tap into one of the recorded shows, and you can get that as well. So I send that out to you guys as a thought. If you ever have a hard day, just check back in, because it'll be right on my page, my fan page, which is Chakra Sessions, because that's how they know me here, usually on Star Nations. This is a brand new show, so we have it all lumped together. So Rob said, that's common in a nor'easter. The snowfall is similar to lake effect, but more severe because of the ocean. The winds affect everything. Yeah, and I'm in a little bit of a dip here, Rob. And so I think there's times that we luck out. I'm not quite in a valley per se, but I'm like, there's this little tiny dip, and I'm a little bit sheltered because there's a lot of trees and whatnot around. So I think there's, and I also know that the vibration here sends a protective energy around. So we're in a good space. I'm quite happy about it. So when we do this meditation, I'm going to invite you to, get comfortable, find a seated position or lay down if you'd like. The only thing I ask is that you leave your arms and legs uncrossed, because we don't want to cross our circuits. That actually stops the energy from flowing openly and allowing the energy to move and release. So you wouldn't want to try to release things and then have it ricochet back through your energy body, because that would be kind of counterproductive. And then after we are done this evening, I always end the soul connection with pulling cards. I'll give you messages from your guides, from your angels. And tonight's deck is from Sonia Choquette. It's the Fool's Wisdom. And for those of you who know the Tarot deck, the Fool card is the very first card of the major arcana, and that is when we begin our spiritual journey. So all of these cards this month are going to connect to where you are and what you are facing in your spiritual journey. And so maybe there's something that you would like a little bit of clarity on, or an idea of how things are going. And all you have to say is yes, please. And I will pull a card for you at the end. And again, once again, please like and share the show so that we can reach as many people as possible, because it's such a big, important part of our mission here at Star Nations to help people find the spiritual guidance and the healing that they need to create change in their own lives. So you would be helping us all out with that. So, all right, so get comfy, guys. Yeah. Because my clearing is already starting. Yeah. So take a couple of deep breaths. Yeah. And thank you, Jocelyn, for sharing. Appreciate that. Yeah. So with each breath, I invite you to connect more fully to your physical body. Notice the weight of your bones, the muscles, your connection to the chair, or the connection to the floor. Yeah. Really feel the weight of gravity pressing down upon you, so that you are really contained within the earth energy, allowing the energy of the Earth Mother to cradle you and support you as you heal through the divine and with the divine. And we're going to call in a sacred circle of protection. We invite in the divine, however you perceive that, whether it is God or Goddess, Creator, the universe, all that is, whatever your spiritual name and connection is to all that is. Okay. We invite that to be present for all of us this evening or morning, whenever you watch this. Yeah. And we also ask to be surrounded and protected in a bubble of love and light, infinite love and infinite light. Yeah. And we invite in our angels, our guides, our ancestors, our teachers, the ascended masters, any of our spiritual team, the divine energy of the highest, fullest vibration that we are able to connect with in this moment of now. And any future now. And we ask that this healing be for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. So you may begin to notice or feel the energy above your crown, above your head, and that is the divine energy ready and waiting to connect with you. So take a moment to invite the energy to connect with you however you would like that to be. And allow the healing with the divine. And the angels. To begin to clear the top of the head. Clear away all the pathways that we connect with the divine. Clearing our brain from all the spinning thoughts and ideas and beliefs that we have been churning with today. Calling back into our body all the pieces of ourselves that have left in distraction, worry, anxiety. And just invite all of our energy into our core, into the very center of our being, so that we are able to heal and connect with as much of our soul energy as we are able to. Allow the energy to clear behind your eyes. So that you can experience a more clear perception of who you are and what is occurring in your life. Opening the ears to be able to hear others clearly and for them to hear you clearly. It also opens the pathway for you to hear the angelic messages and the messages from your guides and your ancestors. More clearly, more fully, with ease and grace. And releasing the energy out of your jaw. The tightness that we hold on to there as we attempt to control our life and all that happens. And in this moment, you simply need to be. There's no other expectation from you, from me, from the divine, except you being you in this moment. Really allowing your throat to expand and open. Making room for your creativity, for your self-expression, and for your authentic truth to shine through. So as the words are spoken and the actions are taken, you are in alignment with your truth and your heart and your highest self. In as many moments as possible.
Yeah.
Releasing the stress and the tension running along your base of your skull, down the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Allowing the burdens to slide off of you for this moment.
Yeah.
For this moment is simply for you. And you can pick up your responsibilities and your burdens when we are done, if you so choose. And really opening the creativity in the way that you express you, in the way you dress, in the way you
Yeah.
create music, dance, poetry, art, food, gardening. However you express your unique flair, your unique voice, really making room for that voice to shine through,
Yeah.
to be seen, to be heard, to be recognized.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And now beginning to clear the energy in your lungs,
Yeah. Yeah.
giving space for yourself to breathe in life fully.
Yeah.
Releasing any energy that has squeezed you from
Yeah.
breathing in the divine energy.
Yeah.
Releasing anything that has caused you anxiousness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even releasing the energy of a chest cold for some people.
Yeah.
Or a cough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Releasing all the stuck toxins and energy that may have accumulated there for you
Yeah.
recently or even in the past.
Yeah.
And moving into the heart and really expanding and allowing the energy to scrub clean all of the times where we've held on to disappointment and sadness,
Yeah.
grief, and all phases of disappointment.
Yeah.
Breathing into the back of the heart in between the shoulder blades and really allowing yourself to feel supported by the divine energy.
Yeah.
Knowing that you are not alone, you are always surrounded and loved.
Yeah.
If you can simply take a moment to pause and connect with that eternal love energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And allowing your inner child to be cleared and loved and supported. Releasing any wounds that it may be carrying.
Yeah.
Any hurts. Anything that makes your inner child feel small or not enough.
Yeah.
For in this moment, you have the opportunity to love and nurture your inner child in a way it hasn't ever been done before.
Yeah.
Granting forgiveness to any mistakes that have ever been made by you, by others.
Yeah.
Reigniting the curiosity and the joy and the wonderment that our inner child holds onto for us. The excitement, the adventure.
Yeah.
That part of us that can live our life fully.
Yeah.
If we only give it space to breathe and run free.
Yeah. Yeah.
And moving into the lower right chamber of the heart, clearing the energy around our inner adult, that part of us that is responsible, that takes care of ourself, takes care of others,
Yeah.
that often gets stuck in a loop of doing rather than a loop of being.
Yeah.
Allowing any anger or agitation, frustration,
Yeah.
burden that it may be carrying, allowing that to just release and slide off for another day.
Yeah.
For in this moment, you are able to release it if you so choose.
Yeah.
And moving into the lower left chamber of the heart, accessing our inner warrior, the advocate that lives and breathes for our purpose, that is willing to fight for what is right and what is sacred to us
Yeah.
and to our mission and our purpose here.
Yeah.
And allowing the warrior to release any anger or frustration as well, so that it can activate as a peaceful warrior from a heart-centered place,
Yeah.
rather than from fear
Yeah.
or from our ego.
Yeah.
Or simply in survival mode.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And now moving into the upper left chamber, into our energy of our inner sage, our wise one, our elder. The aspect of ourself that we have carried through each and every lifetime. The keeper, our holder of our Akashic records.
Yeah.
The part that holds all the knowledge of every lifetime that we have ever lived, waiting for us to access it if we so desire.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And in the very center, imagine your holy grail, your sacred cup.
Yeah.
And within that cup, just allow the divine energy to fill the cup as if it was filling with water, filling with the elixir of life and the energy of pure creation.
Yeah.
And filling the cup in such a way that it can overflow so that we have more than enough for ourselves, so that we may share that energy with others as well. And you may feel it as it begins to move down your arms and into your hands as well.
Yeah.
So each time you touch something or hug something, you can send this divine energy current of universal unconditional love
Yeah.
to anyone and at any time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then moving the energy into your belly, into that space below your rib cage,
Yeah.
the place where we hold on to our fear, our anger, our hatred, and really allowing yourself to breathe and release all of that energy so that the anxiety and the stress and the worry can begin to dissolve as well.
Yeah.
Making room for your self-esteem and your self-worth and your self-confidence to actually fill with each release.
Yeah.
Feeling it cleanse and clear all of our organs, our stomach,
Yeah.
and our ability to digest that information that we receive,
Yeah.
granting it understanding and wisdom.
Yeah.
Releasing the energy from our gallbladder as it filters out that which we do not need, but sometimes holds on to some pieces of anger or frightened energy, scared energy.
Yeah.
And just allowing the breath to ease and release anything you may be holding there, or that may be keeping it from functioning the way it is meant to.
Yeah.
Even if you no longer have the organ, you may still have residue energy lingering there.
Yeah.
And moving into the spleen, cleansing our filter once again. So that which we've absorbed can gently ease out and release.
Yeah. Yeah.
And moving over to the pancreas. And releasing any energy that may be stopping us from feeling how sweet life truly is. For the more sour our disposition, the more sweet energy needs to be created within us and often happens through that poor organ.
Yeah.
Causing us to crave sweets and pasta and bread. We attempt to bring sweetness inside of ourselves. Taking this moment to release all that is keeping us from feeling that energetically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And clearing out the liver, and all the ways we have ingested things that are too difficult for the liver to process. Really clearing away the residue and releasing
Yeah.
all the things that have brought our peacefulness out of balance.
Yeah.
Allowing the organ to return back to a place of Zen, a place of calm.
Yeah.
And also clearing out the kidneys and all the work they do, for they hold on to much righteous anger. And if we hold too much anger, it turns to stone, whether in our kidneys, in our gallbladder.
Yeah.
Those are all condensed energy pockets of anger.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just allowing that energy to gently release and beginning to move through the digestive tract, expanding our ability to flow evenly
Yeah.
and fully, opening the passageways to release anything that we do not need, any food that we've ingested that we do not need any more of the nutrients from, but also any energy we've ingested.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And now moving into our reproductive organs and really cleansing the energy, imagining the water flow coming back into calm, a gentle ebb and flow
Yeah.
in our life, in our relationships, in our emotions.
Yeah.
Releasing any limiting beliefs that we have around feeling all of our feelings fully and beautifully, including anger and sadness,
Yeah.
for they simply are indicators of how our energy body is reacting to the environment around us. Opening the creation pathways of manifestation and abundance in all aspects of your life. Abundance of love, abundance of friends, abundance of money, abundance of just beautiful joy energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now gently allowing that energy to anchor in your hips and connect into your first chakra, the base of the spine, anchoring all of the divine energy in a place of safety and security, releasing any doubts or fears about your safety or about being provided for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are connected completely and fully to the divine universal bank account. You simply have to ask and you shall receive. And the more faith and trust that you have in the manifestation, the more intention and focus, the more quickly it shall appear for you.
Yeah.
And allowing the energy to move down the legs, the thighs, and the knees, granting us flexibility and the ability to walk our life, our spiritual path, with purpose in both our physical and our spiritual aspects of our life,
Yeah.
standing strongly on both feet so that they are completely in balance, allowing our masculine energy and our feminine energy that we all carry completely within us to come into balance as well.
Yeah.
For when we over nurture, we become resentful. When we have to be more aggressive than we would like, we become resentful. And resentment harbors energy on either side of our body. So really allowing ourselves to be in the center, bringing the God and the Goddess energy completely aligned within us. And allowing that to take root beneath our feet. And you may feel your cord of connection from your tailbone, from the first chakra, all the way down into the ground like a giant cord that is plugged in and permanently connected to the center of the earth. Or you may feel roots underneath your feet that expand and go deeper and deeper beneath. And just allow your energy to connect with the earth in that fashion, whichever works for you.
Yeah.
Going through the floor and the foundation and through the layers of the earth, past the crystals and the rocks and the dinosaur bones in ancient civilizations, just burrowing down to the very, very center of the earth.
Yeah.
And in that place, connecting with the Divine Mother, with her heartbeat,
Yeah.
that is right in the very molten lava center. And as we connect to her heartbeat, allowing all of the cleared energy to go down in through the layers of her soil, where she will compost it and turn it into beautiful new energy for our water, for our air, for our food, to support the trees and the animals, all the beings who live and reside here on Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And now calling up her energy to fill in all the places where we have cleared energy out. Pulling it up, allowing it to nourish us, to fill us, kind of like you're sucking on a straw and bringing all that beautiful liquid up into your being.
Okay.
And I experience it as a golden honey energy. And as it's coming up, it's merging with the white, clear, divine energy and the gold, just working in tandem as clearing and filling begin together. It begins to move up your legs and just releasing all that you've held on to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And as it moves up your legs into your hips, it just allows you to fill the whole pelvic floor like a giant bowl with this beautiful,
Yeah.
healing, nurturing mother energy that we all can use from time to time.
Yeah.
And it moves up your body and begins to cleanse all of the organs, filling them up with healing, nutrients,
Yeah.
releasing any more residue that may be there, and just allowing it to fill in all the nooks and crannies. Remembering to fill the spine as well, so that you feel supported by the divine in each moment, in each breath.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then bringing it up into your lungs and into your heart, filling your inner child, your inner warrior, and your inner adult, and your inner sage elder as you fill your heart chambers. And just take a moment to imagine your heart energy as it's filling, it's gently expanding just a nudge, so that you have even more room to hold more love and more compassion and more forgiveness for yourself and for others.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And as you do that, you also allow the energy to move down your arms and into your hands,
Yeah.
and so that you are filled with the healing energy of the masculine and the feminine in all that you do and all that you touch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And just breathing into the heart and allowing the possibility of forgiveness
Yeah.
to occur, of compassion to occur. It doesn't have to be in this moment, but just expanding into the possibility
Yeah. Yeah.
to make room for you to breathe more fully. And moving into your throat and allowing the energy to fill and release,
Yeah.
so that your authentic truth just has a beautiful home,
Yeah.
loved and supported.
Yeah. Yeah.
And allowing it to move up through your head, through your jaw, just filling all the nooks and crannies in your head and in your brain. Clearing and filling your intuition and your perception. Feeling the energy at the top of the head. And as the energy begins to go to the top of the head, just allow it to cascade over you like a beautiful waterfall or a fountain.
Yeah.
And as this fountain goes over the outside of your body, it just begins to fill and repair all the beautiful layers of your aura, as they would through the layers of the ozone on the earth.
Yeah.
There are times when our environment causes tears.
Yeah.
And it allows it to fill in your personal bubble, giving you space to be you.
Yeah.
Now gently sending any extra energy that you do not need down into Mother Earth. Anything else additional you would like to release? If there's any places in your body where you feel tightness or pain, just invite the divine energy to go to that specific spot and begin to dissolve it.
Yeah.
And if it is difficult for you to do in this moment, invite the divine to do it as you are sleeping this evening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we take a moment to send healing out to those in need, those who have prayed for help, those who have asked for help, and know that it is for the good of all and harm to none. So if they are not to receive healing, if that is not part of their journey, allow them to be filled with ease and grace.
Yeah.
And send the energy forward to those who do truly need it.
Yeah.
And now also take a moment of gratitude and thank the divine energy and your angels and guides and divine beings who've been present for you to help you with your soul connection and your soul healing, allowing you space to make room for remembering who you are and who you are meant to be in each moment.
Yeah.
And when you feel that you have spoken your gratitude, you can take a few deep breaths and begin to dissolve your meditation and return back to your space that you are in right now, to your chair, to your body, to your floor, however or wherever you may be.
Yeah.
Just allow that to be with you for a minute. So thank you. So once again, the clearing noises I was making is releasing the energy for the group that is here present now and the group that will watch in the future. There was a lot of energy stuck in the heart chakra, right in the very center. People were willing to give, but they were having a hard time receiving. So make sure that you are gentle with your heart and give yourself space for forgiving yourself for anything that you may have blamed someone else for, or you've blamed yourself for, or release any guilt. So the message that's been coming in throughout is, release any shame, blame, or guilt that you may be carrying, because that is not your truth. That is not divine energy, for we are all perfect in each and every moment. So I just want to send that little reminder out from my guides to you. So for those of you who would like a card pulled, I have my cards ready to go, and all you have to say is yes, please. And I will be happy to pull one for you. So there's a couple of you who are already on the ball. So I will pull cards for you first. So I have a couple different ways where I shuffle. So today seems to be an old-fashioned way that my grandmother taught me. So maybe she's present at the moment helping me with cards. So again, this is the Fool's Wisdom deck. So fool is not a bad thing. We give it a bad rap. A fool is someone who is in awe and who is at the beginning of a spiritual journey. And so here are some messages that have to do with your spiritual journey. So Rob, we're going to start with Rob. So let me bring back my thinking brain for a minute. So Rob, here's your card. I don't know if you can see that clearly or not, but this is the Pain Fool. So this is all about facing your pain. And pain comes in many forms. It can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be mental, and it can be spiritual. And This is the time to not allow your pain to control who you are. Lots of times when people have injuries or they have illnesses or they have addictions, they think they are their pain or their addiction or their their pain or their trauma. So, they become sort of in a victim mode. And so when you face your pain, you get an opportunity to empower yourself to really move forward and move through the pain. And the pain doesn't define who you are. It's just something that you had as a test, as a trial, as a way of moving through this life. And we all have painful moments, but we get to decide whether we stay full of the pain or whether that fullness allows us to discard the pain. So you are in a moment where it is time to face that and really focus on the pain as being a separate thing from you and how to come back to you. So I hope that resonates and that works for you. And I think that's something we all need to do, to be truthful. So thanks, Rob, because we could all use that. So Cindy Lynn, your card is the Master Fool. And so the Master Fool is all about becoming the master of your own life. So it's very similar. And in the Masterful card, it is all about letting your intuition and your inner wisdom guide you. Because we often second guess and we get spinning in our head, and those are all distractions. So when you become a master, like any of the ascended masters, they let their heart lead them and they let their intuition lead them and guide them on their life's journey. And so you are being called to call on your master energy and start letting that guide you and lead you in all the things that you do. Sometimes we do it really well on the spiritual side of our life, but when we have to do it with our job or with our relationships, we have a hard time. So really look at any ways you may be blocking that energy and that intuition, and take a deep breath and let your heart lead you in those circumstances, because you are ready to start mastery when it comes to this. So I'm excited for you. That's a great card. Neshi, your card. Woohoo! I'm glad you were here tonight. Nice. So you have the Thought Fool. So the Thought Fool is always think before you act. And I like to think of that as always check in before you take action. Really, again, it's a lot like Cindy Lynn's card, which is, check your intuition. This is even more like check your personal truth. Really check in and think about whether it resonates as yours, whether it is your truth or not, and then take action from there. I get caught in the word think because sometimes thinking can be spinning. But this is more of a take time to meditate on it, take time to contemplate and ask for guidance. Don't leap before you, this is not a time for leaping. This is a time for making certain that it is all in an alignment with what you are doing and what you are meant to be doing, or who you are meant to be. Because it feels, at least if it's a little bit out, then you need to discard it, which, I know we all know that as spiritual teachers, but you need to just take that moment to really double check your inner radar as you go to take action. All right, so the next one is Margaret. So Margaret, let's see. Your card is sticky. Nice. So you have the Faith Fool. So the Faith Fool is have faith. Yours is almost the opposite of Neshi's card, which is trust that it'll be there, and that, as you swing on the trapeze of life, the universe is your net. So take some risks. Maybe you've been a little too cautious in what you're doing, and maybe you need to stretch your discomfort, level. One of the things that I used to love, Eleanor Roosevelt said to look at whatever scares you and to do that. Because when we sit in our comfort zone all the time, we don't learn and we don't grow. And then we attract events that have to happen to us for us to do that. Where if each day we reach out and do one thing that makes us a little uncomfortable, then we can really stretch and expand ourselves. And I'll give you this little tidbit of information. This is my year anniversary on Star Nations. And a year ago, I was scared to death to get on the radio, let alone on a video. And it caused me all sorts of anxiety, but my guides and my intuition was like, it's time to expand your reach and who you are. And so I took that leap of faith, and, here we are today. And I am so thankful to be able to reach more and more people and really be even more fully in my purpose. So have faith and really take some, risks because you are so ready to do so. All right, Molly, Miss Molly, I bet you were clearing while we were doing that. Molly is one of my students, and she clears even more strongly than I do. So when she's present, I know she's helping me out. So, sweetheart, you got the forgetful. And it says, forget it. Let it go. Drop the bag. Leave it behind. Move on. And so for you, I'm getting a real sense of, we have this giant suitcase, right? And we've dragged it through our lives, and it's just heavier and more full. And we get to the point where it literally is too much for us to carry. And the universe is at this point where it says, just let it go. There's nothing in that suitcase that you need to walk your purpose. And no one attached to that suitcase do you need to hold on to. And I think that's the key with you. Leave the baggage behind and step forward and go on your journey. Don't let that baggage, and you know what I'm talking about, hold you back. So I think this is perfect for you. So I hope that works. So Christina, geez, 2 students in a row. Hi, guys. So yours is the reclusive fool. I've done a bit of this recently. So basically, this is a time for you to step away from the craziness of the world, take some time in solitude. So it's a really good time for you to kind of meditate. What happens is we get overstimulated. And so our nervous system gets shot. It causes us to feel more anxious, more stressed, more overwhelmed. And so when we get to that point, we need to kind of rein it in. And this is a time for self-care, doing things like stretching and yoga and meditating and going for a walk when the weather will let you, or getting a massage, or exchanging healings, whatever it is that brings you joy, maybe just cuddling up with a good book. But you really need some alone time because you've gotten into a little bit of overwhelm from other people's energy. So really take time to kind of step away and give yourself a little bit of peace and quiet, because you could really use that right now. All right, so Jocelyn, let's see what you got. Ooh, the skill fool. So the skill fool is all about building your skill set. And it's a reminder that all that's ever expected of you is to do your best. And so as you try new things, you're not going to be perfect. So stop trying to be perfect, or stop not trying things because you don't want to do them wrong or are worried about failure. This is all about doing stuff that's a little bit, again, out of the comfort zone, and build some new skills and start, taking charge, hammering out the details in your own life. And as you build that skill set, it'll really empower you in new ways. But we have to learn sometimes through failure. Because if we only learned by doing it right every time, we wouldn't understand how difficult that could be. So there's some joy in making it through a brand new idea, a brand new skill. I think of it as like, for me, from the base of being a healer, it would be me learning a new healing modality and having to go through like remembering where you put your hands, or how the energy connects, or something like that. So I'm not sure what your particular, skill set is, but it's time for you to learn a new one that will enhance everything that you already do, and all that you are ready to be. So that's really cool. So don't be afraid. They're behind you, and all you have to do is do your best. So Mary Ellen. All right, Mary Ellen. Oh, nice. So you got the peaceful. And the peaceful is, peace is only a breath away, is how it's phrased. And what that means is start focusing on your breath and allowing your energy to just relax and be peaceful. It's kind of like Christina, where you get overstimulated by all the people around you and all the social media and all the news, and it frays our nervous system. So I feel like I need to do that with you. Take a couple of deep breaths, because it almost feels like you're not even using all your lung capacity. Like you're only using like the top third of your lungs to breathe. So really take some moments where you can check in with your inner peace and ways to bring peace into your life, and calming energy that really feels good for you. There's also some energy around you connecting with water. I don't know if that resonates for you, but it doesn't have to be like going to the ocean or the lake. It could even just be, sitting in the tub or taking a nice hot shower or whatever. Allow the water energy to bring your system back into balance, and just really allow you to feel that whole gentle, inner, peaceful place. So that's what I see for you. So nice. I'm just checking all the thank yous. Nice. I want to show Molly's. She says, woohoo, I am moving forward. I do understand. I really needed to hear this today. I'm so grateful. I got a lot from this session, as always. Thank you for being a great teacher. Thank you, Miss Molly. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, and healer. Nice. Thank you. Oh, Allie, good night. Yeah, I love this. This is the universe at its best. Good evening. Don't know why I went on Facebook, but I did, and here you are. Yes, please. Well, Allie, I'm glad the universe got you here, and let's see what your car is. So yours is the fearful. And don't worry, it doesn't mean that per se. The wisdom is that we all have fear. It's part of our survival. But when you can laugh at your fears, when you can face your fears, you become a more beautiful, a more strong, a more empowered being. And there's so much fear energy out there that when you can stand up and speak from your heart and from your truth about that, so that you don't go into that fear place with others, that is such a great place. So it's not time for you to hide behind a tree or let somebody else do it for you. It's time for you to take that, big breath and just laugh at yourself when you get in that place of, wow, I wanted to go into hiding over that. Or I turned my tail and I ran from that situation. And that's okay if you do that. But don't beat yourself up for it. Laugh at it and allow yourself to be like, okay, I had a human being moment. And the human being moment was, I wasn't ready to face that, and that's okay. But next time, I'm going to stand a little stronger, and even, tell other people so that other people can learn to face their own fears too, because, a lot of people are in this stuck, fearful mode and they're frozen in their own energy. And if we could just get some joy and laughter going on this planet, a lot would change. So I invite you to do that. And one of the things I tell my students all the time is when you get in that fear energy and you don't know how to create joy and laughter, rent a movie or turn on Netflix or, just anything comedy that appeals to you, go there. I tend to like even watching Disney movies where I can sing along and laugh along and feel the joy of children who've watched it before. So I hope that works for you. So let's see what else is here. So Christina said, thank you, Polly Jo. I've noticed I've been taking a lot of time to be by myself, so this makes a whole lot of sense. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sweetie. I'm glad that worked for you. And Mary Ellen said, asked what the name of my website is, and Christina being, the perfect child that she is, she typed it in for you. So my website is trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. That's where you can find me. And it has my healing blends and it has my services, but it's also a way that you can send me messages if you need them. I do healing by distance, obviously, or I wouldn't be able to do this show. If anybody is in specific need, I truly specialize in a lot of trauma and post-traumatic stress. Those tend to be my big ones, but I also work on very strange diagnoses that people have from their doctors, like cancer and fibromyalgia and adrenal fatigue or chronic fatigue, like those blanket ones. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. And nope, Molly put the other one, which is trinitymysticalenergy.com. And that is my school. So if you would ever are interested in training to be a more full energy healer, or have just been looking into the possibility, you can check out how I teach and what we do there. And we'd love to have you. And both of those have Facebook pages as well. So you can check that out as well. And then Allie said, thank you so much. You hit the nail right on the head. I can overcome my fear and I will laugh more. So with that, I hope that you all go out and laugh more. If you are, open in the morning, there's a beautiful Star Nation show on at 9:00 in the morning Eastern time called Discovering Infinite Grace. You can find that on our Star Nations magazine fan page. And Meg does just this fabulous job with that. And she's doing 55 weeks of transformational prayer. I'm not sure what the focus is this week, but every week has been a blessing for me to start off my day. So I hope you guys join us at Star Nations, and I hope to see you next week or next Tuesday. And like and share this broadcast so we can get it out to as many people as possible. Have a great night, guys. Bye.